This segment brought to you by Kansas Corn. Learn more at kscorn.com.
Welcome back. Now let's see what Kyle and Duane are up to today on Plain Talk.
I made a little box. Number 3 with this shirt on in 3, 2, 1.
Hi, this is Kyle Bauer with Plain Talk, with the guy who understands that if it's your rear end that's itching, it doesn't do any good to scratch your head, Duane Toews. You knew that, right?
That's prophetic.
Yeah, no, that is an old saying. You've never heard that before?
I've not heard that before, I have to admit.
Well, there are people who will basically look, they will be looking to fix something that really isn't what was broken.
Right.
It's like, okay, we need to do this, this, and this. And it's like, really, what you're really upset about is this thing over here, right? Let's deal with this thing over here.
Dealt with a couple of people on issues like that. They were pretty intense. They weren't hostile, but they were fired up. And they came at me with a discussion point and the longer you talk to them, I was like, yeah, that really ain't got anything to do with it.
You're just blowing off steam.
You're blowing off steam. Was
it even you they were mad at?
No, it was a situation, but they were lashing out, and I happened to be what appeared evidently to be someone who might listen to their story. And
you happen to be in the wrong place at the right time.
And so, started to ferret out information and ask questions. And then, the long and the short was, it didn't really have anything to do with the topic that he was initially started the conversation with. It was the fact that there was somebody new in the neighborhood that leased up some ground from some landlords, and this old boy didn't get it, and that young whippersnapper did.
And that
was like, so
that was what
set him off.
Whenever you train a young salesperson, you always train them that, if someone lashes out at you, you have no idea what that person's gone through prior to that day or the day before, or is going through at that moment. And what he's saying to you
may not have anything to do.
Very likely has nothing to do with what you're hearing at that moment. So don't take it too personal.
Your fact or fiction question of the day, Kyle Bauer. Canola oil is used for underwater cooking in submarines because it does not smoke until heated above 450 degrees Fahrenheit.
There is one of those oils that is, and I can't remember if it's canola. And I'll go with true.
It's false.
What is it?
Peanut oil.
Peanut oil. I knew there was one.
Hey. You were having too good a run. I had to check up on you.
Ever watch? They don't have many around anymore. When I was a kid, there used to be a lot of submarine movies and submarine shows that would show life going on in the submarine.
Oh.
And they were constantly getting bombarded by something, and it would just rock the tarnation out of them.
Right.
And I remember when I read that article thinking, I never even know they had deep fat fryers. And I thought, gosh, if they did, I bet that sloshed the grease out of there.
I was going to say that it must be right in the middle of the boat on a swivel so that it can teeter back and forth.
You bring up a great point, Duane. So if you want the smoothest ride on a boat, any boat, where would it be?
In the very middle.
Up or bottom?
Be bottom.
Yeah, exactly. Except the highest priced places to stay when you're on a ship are
in the hold.
No, the highest prices are clear on top.
And, you can see more.
And out on the side.
Yeah.
So you're going to get the roughest ride being on the high decks out on the side.
But the view, Kyle. It's all about the view.
And that's why it really can be
and
very
the Dramamine.
Exactly.
You got 3 cases of that you packed on.
So the smoothest ride will be where they make the people working on the ship stay down on the low decks in the middle of the boat.
Right. That's where I'd want to be. Lots of people have taken cruises, and friends of ours have. I've not had a trouble on a boat on a lake, but the ocean is a little different than Milford.
Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Jamie Bloom, and I hope you enjoyed today's show. See you next week on Farm Factor.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.